Hello friends, and welcome to today's video where we're going to talk about NCT127's Fact Check album, but first, I'm sleepy. I'm a sleepy baby. Here's the thing. I thankfully decided to take these notes last night when this album came out. I took them in the evening. I don't know, I took them last night. But I overslept this morning. Like, I was going to wake up at 6, so I would have, like, ample time to film, because it's going to be a longer video than I usually do, because it's a whole album. So, I, like, gave myself time, right? I overslept by 20 minutes. None of you care about my sleep habits. We're here to talk about NCT. So, let's go over how this video is going to work. I'm going to run through the track list. I'm going to give you my thoughts on each song, and then I'm going to give this album a score out of 10 at the end. However, I do have a few disclaimers before we continue. Disclaimer number 1, this album is new. It came out last night. I would say I'm around 2 listens into each song, with my opinions on them all very much may change over time. Second disclaimer is, of course, my standard one. Everything I say in this video is just my opinion. You do not have to agree with my opinion because, as the mug always says, music is subjective, and that is great. Okay. Now that we have all of that out of the way, let's get started. And we're starting with the title track, Fact Check. And I will say, I heard a teaser for this song before it came out, and it didn't sound good. And that combined with the fact that NCT hasn't put out a title I liked in, what, 5 years? When was Superhuman? Yeah, 5 years. So it's been 5 years since an NCT127 title, specifically a 127 title, that I liked. So let's just say it didn't bode well for my listening experience. And sure enough, I didn't like this song. Not really. To be fair, I didn't hate it as much as I've hated other NCT titles, such as, say, the one they released like a month ago. But let's actually get into the song, shall we? Starting with the background music, it's actually not awful. And I think it could have worked if they did an overhaul of the entire song. Like, I think this background music could have really worked in a completely different song. However, that's not what we got. As for the verses, the first one's actually pretty good. The raps are solid, and Taeyong didn't try and go too fast, which is a core gripe I have with his rapping style, so I appreciated that. The second one, though, I'm gonna put it this way, okay? Putting your two stronger rappers together in the first verse was a choice, because it meant you left weaker rappers with the second verse, and let's just say the raps here weren't quite on the same level as the ones in the first verse. The pre-chorus itself, meanwhile, is fine. Like, the background music for it is cool, I'll give it that, but the lyrics just aren't really giving all that much, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's talk about the chorus. I hate this chorus. I do. I've said a million times, I 99.99% of the time hate an overly repetitive chorus. It annoys me. And this one's awfully repetitive, combined with just being awful. Now, to wrap this up, let's talk about the one good part of this song. The one excellent part of this song, I will say, the bridge. This bridge is immaculate. The vocals, excellent. I love when Doyoung and Haechan sing together. I learned this when Maniac came out, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. Like, their voices mix so beautifully. There's something weird about it, but it works, so I loved that. Also, the raps were quite good. Like, this bridge as a whole is just a moment, and I wish the whole song was like this. Big picture, though, I'm not thrilled, in case you couldn't tell. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of this song, to say the least, but it's also not even close to the worst thing NCT127 has put out. Like, if I were to rate all their titles right now, this wouldn't even be in the bottom 3. So it's fine. Like, it's an improvement on their last couple main album titles, because I hated most of them. So we're going to take this as progress. Plus, if I have to, I can Stockholm myself into liking this, so it's not the end of the world. On to the next song, Space. And not only is this song an improvement, it's better than the last one, it's actually kind of excellent. I think the background music is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for that experience, let's call it. Like, the background music is really cool and unique, and while normally 127 background musics give me a minor to major headache, this one's pretty toned down, and it really works. The verses are also great. The first verse is all vocals, and it's gorgeous. Plus, then the second verse has Mark's rap, and Mark's rap didn't feel out of place, which is a win for me. As for the pre-chorus, it's really nice. I liked it a lot. It's chill and it's low-key, but it still works really well in the song. Like, I was really into it. The chorus, I mostly really liked also. The one part I didn't like was just them randomly shouting space. Like, I get why they did it, but I didn't love it. And if that part wasn't there, I would have called this chorus amazing. Instead, I'll just say it's very, very good. However, once again, the shining moment of the song to me is the bridge. This bridge starts off with just some amazing vocals, like just absolutely stellar vocals, and then you have the raps come in and they're a little iconic, and then it ends with a doyono. Like this bridge has it all. Up next we have Parade, and we're back to the standard 127 sound. And I will concede one thing, like I'll be honest, it's honesty time. When this song started, I was sitting in this very chair taking notes, and my face had a look of like utter disgust. And this song offended me greatly, and I don't know why. That's a lie. I know exactly why. It's because the pre-chorus of the song is exceptional, and the first half of the chorus is also just amazing, but they keep forcing raps into places, and it brings down the entire song. I get that 127 is a rap group. Literally half of the members have the word rapper in their various position titles. I don't care. That's meaningless to me. This could have been a vocal line song. It could have been, and in fact it should have been, and I'm willing to die on that hill. The raps of the song, by the way, of which there are a good few, since a minimum of 3 members rap per verse. So there's a lot of rap content, to say the least, and none of them are great. They're all mid to bad. The sole exception to that statement being Johnny in the second verse. His rap was horrendously terrible. This song really had the potential to be one of 127's best songs to me, but they had to ruin it. They had to ruin it by forcing raps in there. There's going to be a running theme for the album, by the way. I've come to the decision that SM doesn't trust the vocalists to carry a song. They think they need a rap in there, and it pisses me off, so we're going to move on. Continuing with our trend of vastly shifting vibes, the next song is Angel Eyes, which is our pop rock moment on this album. And as someone who's really, really weak for a pop rock song, I did adore this song. From the first second, I was completely enthralled because the background music is some of the best on this album, and that first verse, oh god, it's so good. The second verse is good too, don't get me wrong. I just think there was too much rap there. Like, they could have picked Mark or Taeyong to rap. I don't think both of them was the solution we needed. Speaking of raps, let's talk about the bridge, because this bridge didn't need to start with even more rap. This bridge, I'm willing to go to war for this opinion. This bridge should have just been the vocals and nothing else. Like, imagine. I can imagine it. And it's stellar. So I think we could have gotten that, and I think we should have gotten that. As for the pre-chorus, it's short, but it's incredible. The first one in particular, which Jaehyun does. Jaehyun's voice was built for this pre-chorus. I've decided that. Like, he devoured it. Now, let's talk about the chorus, because when I tell you I lost my mind to this chorus, I don't think you understand. Like, I was on the verge of tears the first time I heard this chorus. This is my perfect chorus, and also does my favorite thing ever, where it'll start, specifically the last chorus, I really like it, where it'll start it with very limited background music to no background music, and then it comes in partway through. It always fucks hard, and it fucks hard here. In summary, it's an amazing song. I love it. It's easily one of my favorite things 127's put out this decade. However, it did have too many raps. Next is Yacht, and it's pretty good. It's nice, it's chill, and personally, I was feeling it. The verses are solid. Like the second verse, they let it be a vocal verse. And it's so much better than what we would have gotten in a rap verse. Like, I was thrilled. I also really like the pre-chorus. It slows the song down just enough. Like, I feel like it reached that perfect level of slowing the song down so that when the chorus comes in, it hits even harder. The chorus is also great too. It's chill, but I personally was still jamming to it. Like, I was into it, and it's really good. Also, in the first chorus in particular, they have Mark rapping over Haechan's vocals, and it awakened something in me. As a Mark Hyuk stan, because I'm a Haechan stan, so it's the easy, like, there's a lot of content that I've read. So, as a Mark Hyuk stan, it awakened something in me. It did. If you thought I would have killed for a Mark album before, I feel like I would set off a nuclear bomb for a Mark album now. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and although we had two good 127 songs in a row, the next song is Je ne sais quoi, and it's not for me. Like, it's really not for me. It's so rap heavy, and most of the raps aren't good. I will concede, the pre-chorus is gorgeous and the bridge is stunning, but the rest of the song, like, most of it's just really not for me. And if you ask me, personally, I thought it was kind of awful. Like, I could run through this song, and I could tell you my thoughts on all the raps, but I feel like I would just offend people. So instead, I'll just say some of the raps were good, some of the raps were bad, and Headshot in the second verse outsold. Moving on, Love is a Beauty. It's nice. It's a more vocally based song, and personally, I always really like when 127 does vocally based songs because they have amazing vocalists in their lineup, but they never really get to show it off because 90% of the time they're relegated to essentially just the chorus, and that's if they're lucky. And the song is beautiful. Like, the chorus is so pretty. It gave me goosebumps the first time I heard it. It's such a moment. My one complaint, which should be a surprise to nobody, but why are there raps? Why are there raps in this song? Like, this song is nearly at ballad levels, okay? It doesn't need a rap. It really does. I stand by it. It feels like SM doesn't trust the vocalists to carry a song. And I don't get it. Like, what do they think is going to happen if there isn't a Mark and Taeyong rap in a song? Like, do they think the world is going to shut down? I'm just asking for a friend. We have reached the penultimate song, which is Misty, and it's excellent. Like, very possibly the best song on this album, level excellent. It's another vocally based song with such an ethereal chorus, especially that last one. That last one feels like what it feels like to enter heaven, I am convinced. The whole song is honestly gorgeous. The pre-chorus is stunning. The vocals are excellent. The vocals in the bridge, those are some god tier vocals, I'm willing to say. Like, this song is just an experience. Also, the raps here, I'm not as mad about them just because they forced them into the bridge and they didn't feel quite as out of place as they do in, let's just say, other songs on this album. Last but not least, we have Real Life. And I'm somewhat conflicted on this song because for the most part I was feeling it. However, there are certain portions of the song that I don't love. The part I'd personally prefer to be changed is the chorus. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I don't like an overly repetitive chorus, and around 70% of this one is the word real, so I'll let you draw your own conclusions. Also, the pre-chorus is great, and it feels like it's leading into something more substantial, and this chorus is just a bit underwhelming. But aside from the chorus, I did actually enjoy the song. The background music is solid. I like the verses. It's a good song. It just has a less than stellar chorus. But that's all I have to tell you about this album. So with that, I just score time. And overall, I'm giving this album an 8.4 out of 10. I've had one core complaint about NCT127 albums for a while now. I want a unit song. Like, I understand that they themselves are a unit, but at this point, they're not really a unit. They're sort of their own thing. And I want a song that doesn't contain all the members. However, if I recall correctly, every song on this album, A, contains every single member, and B, contains a rap, which in multiple songs is to its detriment. And I can't help but compare NCT127 to a group like 17. 17 has just as many rappers as NCT127 and has more members to balance. And yet they do so much better at it. Like, they'll put out a much wider variety of music and also, dare I say, just better music. While 127, meanwhile, who admittedly did experiment more, there are more genres on this album than there were on their last one, they seem very stuck with the concept of needing Mark and Taeyong to rap in every single song, and at that point, just give me a Mark and Taeyong album. Like, at that point, give them their own unit. Give them a Dojejang. Like, I'm sorry, you should not be derailing every single song on your album to give these men a rap. They're, like, Taeyong has a solo album, okay? Like, I'm sure they will survive if they do not get a rap in every single song. Back to the point, though. This album. There are multiple songs on this album that I don't like. It's true. But there are multiple songs on this album that I do like. And especially compared to their last album, that is an improvement. So yeah, 8.4 out of 10. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment your thoughts on this album down below. Let me know how you feel. You can also like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I will be okay either way. And in the description, I'm putting two things, okay? One, I'm putting a playlist that has all of my other NCT reviews that you can check out, and also my history of NCT. It is 2.5 hours long. I posted it a little over a year ago now, I'm pretty sure, so it's a little outdated, but it's really fun. At least it was fun for me. I run through NCT's history up until around September of 2022. You can check that out also if you so choose. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!